crazy. This is so unbelievable. I mean, this is a historical car and there's only one in the world and it's this car. Jay-Z drove this car in his music video. So cool. This looks so badass, I'm honest with you. Hello guys, I am back today welcoming you all with this. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will be talking about the Maybach Exelero or Exelero, whatever. Today we will be mainly focusing about the history of the car, because with me here at the National Auto Museum in Dietz-Hölztal we have 3 design models here. So here in front of us we have 3 design models. Actually there's 4, but the 4th one is actually looking like the one that's standing right in front of us. These are the discarded design models and studies. Unfortunately these didn't make it, so we had 4 groups that worked on the design of the Excelero, and we had a successful design, and these are the designs. Just look at that. There's a scale 1 to 4. Here you have an idea of what they were planning to do design-wise, and if you just look at the way on the side, especially on the side profile, you can already see in which direction they were moving. On that side over here, we actually have the first ever collaboration, and that's why Fulda, the tire brand, actually built this one-of-one project car, just because it's a historical partnership. This here is one of the first concept cars, show cars, and with these they always wanted to highlight their tires. Here you can see Fulda. Fulda back in the days was a tire brand, but now I think Goodyear, they acquired the whole company, but yet again they were still working on the brand and they wanted to build a one-of-one, and that's what they've done here. I mean, here in front of us is quite interesting. We have a lot of original parts. For example, the number plate, just look at that, is the original number plate. They took the pictures from back in the days when they drove the car on the test facilities in Nardo, when they did the high speed and record run. What they have done there back then is they took the car to Nardo and did some testing, because that's the main purpose of the whole concept car. The whole idea was to build a car that was capable of doing a high-speed record run. They had Klaus Ludwig as a driver, and he took the car and he actually drove it up to plus 350 kph. With that testing, they've actually done it. They locked the record with a 2-door Maybach one-of-one Excelero. The show car is actually not a show car, because usually what we know about show cars is they don't drive, they just look good and that's it. But with this car it's based on the 57S Maybach, which wasn't a Mercedes back in the days, and on base of that they had the concept car maker Stoller, is an Italian brand, built this Maybach Exelero, and they had for this quite a few design highlights, and here you can see the first ideas, the first design models. Unfortunately they didn't make it. Here you can see another one. It's quite interesting to see this in terms of the history. Here already having the side pipes, which we have on the original car already, and the rear, really interesting. So cool to see that. Before I give you a walk around and a few more highlights and details about the car, here on the right hand side is so cool. We have a few things about the car and that came with the car. For example, the fuel cap, just look at that. They actually made 2 of these. Here you can see one is on the car and one is right over here as a spare one. We have the model car here. There's one guy who was mainly responsible for the whole project. His name was René Staud. He's actually with us here today telling us more about the car and the project. He was given this beautiful watch and clock. It's so cool. And we have these brochures. One is from Maybach, the left one is from Maybach, and the right one is from Fulda, the tire brand. So cool. So here you can see the first ever concept and show car that they've actually done with Fulda and Maybach. This car was built in 1938, and unfortunately this car went missing. So the people don't know where it is. There's a few rumors, but the car is just gone. That's about it. The only thing that we have is the design model right over here. It's quite cool. This was the inspiration for the project. Excelero, so cool. You can already see that by the falling roofline here. So cool that they actually made it with this 2-door. This one was also a 2-door. Lovely. Something also quite interesting are the wheels. These are actually SLR wheels, and here on the design model you can also pull them out. Just look at that. Why did they do it? So they can actually change and see which wheels work the best. Here we have the SLR models. Design-wise, actually the exact same ones, but in terms of size, they are bigger. The SLR, I think, came with 21 inches, and this one here, 23 inches. Also with a center lock, Maybach specific one. So cool. Here we have the door, it's massive. And the interior of the Maybach Exelero is actually the exact, almost same interior and cockpit as we have with the 57S. Something quite interesting is that Jay-Z drove this car in his music video. So cool. I will be also putting you some videos and footage of that. So he was sitting here in this exact car because there's only one car. There's only one car, and it's this car here. Here you can also see Fulda Excelero entrance board, full carbon fiber. Also the entrance board itself. The entry is way wider, so the body is extremely wide, it's easier to step in. Also the flooring, the interior, they've changed a few things, but yeah, it looks so cool. For example, in the back you can see we get helmets with this car. For each side we have one, left side, right side. Let me also jump inside and give you a few more ideas. So stepping right inside, the Maybach Exelero is crazy. This is so unbelievable. The interior is so special. I mean, this is a historical car, and there's only one in the world, and it's this car. This is so cool. Let me just close the door just a bit. Careful. There is one car, and you don't want to break anything with this because there's no spare parts, nothing. Just look at the seats, it's racing seats with the race belt. We have this additional bar here, the helmets. This is so cool. I mean, just imagine they took the car and did a plus 350 kph run in Nardo with Klaus Ludwig being the driver back in 2005. This is crazy. I mean, the interior, the car itself, a Maybach, is more about quite luxury. It's a cruiser, right? But not with this one. Because did you know that this car has got 700 horsepower coming from the 57S engine, which was a 6-liter V12. But you know what's interesting about this car is that the car was tuned by Mercedes-Benz back in the days to push it up to 700 horsepower. This is crazy. I mean, if you think about performance upgrades, you would rather go to AMG, so I don't get it. But anyways, Mercedes-Benz has tuned this Maybach Exelero and has given it 700 horsepower. So cool. I think in the back is an additional rear spoiler that actually moves out, if I'm not mistaken. This looks so badass, I'm honest with you. The car is so cool. SLR wheels, V12 bi-turbo badge also on the side of the car. Looks really cool. I mean, we have an extremely long bonnet in front, and the car looks like it's made for the track, but it actually looks extremely luxurious. And did you know, Mercedes Maybach, they never intended to build a two-door. What happened next is that there was another car brand called Senatec. So what they did is they took a 57S and started converting these cars into two-door Maybach models because Maybach just wouldn't build two-door cars, and that's what they did. So they built, I think, 10 cars in total. The Senatec based on the Maybach 57S. There's actually one that's really interesting. It was made for Gaddafi, and when Gaddafi was ruling, he spec'd his car, they built his car, but when Gaddafi died, the car was finished and he never took delivery of his car. That's how the car looked like. I think right now it's in Moscow. It's a really interesting story. Just a side detail here, we have the signature of Klaus Ludwig also here. Really cool. Here you can see it. The record run, he reached 351.45 kph. This is crazy, and this car was there in Jay-Z's Lost One music video. A lot of people thought that Jay-Z actually bought the car, but no, it was always part of the National Auto Museum, the Low collection in Germany. It was always part of their collection. Also, another thing that I have to mention is that the Maybach Exelero actually was for sale, even though people, they didn't own it. So right after the launch of the car, a lot of people wanted the car, so people started selling it. Yeah, a lot of people got scammed at that point because the car was not for sale, obviously, since it was already a part of the collection. Because in the beginning, it was actually owned by someone, and then it went straight to the Low collection. There were no other owners involved, and yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. I just want to do a bit of history, talking about a bit of details and highlights about this car and about this project. For me personally, it's very interesting, and I think you will definitely enjoy watching this video. Would you guys like to see how we drive this car, or would you guys like to see how we move the car outside? Please leave it in the comment section below. Maybe it's doable. If yes, we'll definitely film it for you. Already looking forward to see you all again and wish you an amazing day. I will be back.